When must all men register for the Selective Service? At age 18, between 18 and 26. When must all men register for the Selective Service? At age 18, between 18 and 26. What is the Selective Service? The Selective Service is a part of the federal government. They keep a list of men in the United States between 18 and 26 years old. Where does this list come from? Do they get your information from your social security number? Men must choose to register and send the Selective Service their information. This is a responsibility for all men who live in the United States. The Selective Service does not have your information until you choose to send it. Why do they need the information from young men? The Selective Service says this is to protect the United States. If there are not enough people in the military, Congress may start a new draft. If there is a draft, the Selective Service will randomly select men from their list. When a young man is selected, he will be asked to join the military or work in the Alternative Service Program. I will explain more about the draft and this program later. When must all men register for the Selective Service? At age 18, between 18 and 26. Some countries require military service from their citizens. On this map, the countries in red require some term of service from their citizens. Some countries require military service from men and women. Since 1972, the United States has had a volunteer military service. Men and women join the military for many reasons, but they ask to join and they are paid. Usually, there are enough people in the military, and the US government does not require people to join. Before 1972, when there was a large war and there were not enough soldiers, the federal government had a draft. A draft is like a lottery. The draft is done by the Selective Service. When men register with the Selective Service, they are given a number. Before 1972, the Selective Service randomly selected a number from the list. If your number was selected, you had to join the military. When must all men register for the Selective Service? At age 18, between 18 and 26. Do you need to register for the Selective Service? If you live in the United States, you must register for the Selective Service if you are a man between 18 and 26, a citizen, permanent resident, or undocumented person. If you are a tourist, or if you have a student visa, you do not register for the Selective Service. All other men who live in the United States must register. Did you come to the United States when you were 26 years old or older? If you came to the United States when you were 26 or older, you do not register. If you came to the US when you were under 26 and you did not register for the Selective Service, speak to an immigration professional. This can affect your immigration case or your application for citizenship. To register for the Selective Service, go to the website SSS.gov and provide your full name, your address, your social security number, your email address. Remember, only men must register for Selective Service. When must all men register for the Selective Service? At age 18, between 18 and 26. Is it mandatory to register for the Selective Service? Yes, all men between 18 and 26 must register. Men between 18 and 26 are required by law to register their information with the Selective Service. Notice this question uses the word must. Everyone must follow the law. Everyone must pay taxes. What must you do every day? What happens if you don't register for the Selective Service? You cannot apply for financial aid for university. This is how I learned about the Selective Service. When I was 18, I needed to register for the Selective Service before I could apply for financial aid. And if you do not register, this can affect your immigration case or application for citizenship. What happens if there is a draft? The draft system in the US ended in 1972. There has not been a draft in the US for almost 50 years. A new draft would require a new law from Congress. I was nervous when I registered for the Selective Service. When I was 18, the United States was beginning another war in Iraq, but there was no draft. Since the end of the draft, American soldiers have fought in Lebanon, Grenada, Panama, Iraq, Somalia, Bosnia, Haiti, Kosovo, the Indian Ocean, Libya, Uganda, Syria, and Afghanistan. But there was no draft. Brave men and women volunteered to join, and I did not have to fight. If there is a draft and you are selected by the Selective Service, you will be required to join the military or work in the Alternative Service Program. This is a program for people who cannot fight in war for religious or moral reasons. Alternative service is a 24-month term of civilian service. This means not in the military. Work in the Alternative Service Program includes healthcare services, educational services, environmental programs, and agriculture. When must all men register for the Selective Service? At age 18, between 18 and 26.